And away we go. Hello and welcome to the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We will be starting live here on Facebook in a matter of moments. Of course, we have the podcast going as well. Make sure you check in if you're on Facebook. Let me know your name and where are you a deplorable from. I want to say hello to you. You deserve it. You're a cool dude or lady. Because only cool folks hang out here. So let me know who you are. Would you please? Also, would you share this with your friends? We like friends. Friends are good. It's happy music. And then we'll officially start the show, and then we'll get it going. Yeah. Official start of the show. Here we go.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. Unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries Rebellion Radio.
Well, hello, my brother from another mother. How you doing, my sister from another mister? How are you? My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We are brought to you today by the nice folks at Right Wing News. We are being seen tonight, and we really appreciate it by the nice folks at Liberty One TV. How you guys doing? Nice to see you. Do me a favor if you would. Check in. Let us know who you are, where you're deplorable from. I love to say hi to as many people as we can to get started. Also, today's show is being sponsored by the great folks at DerMend. DerMend is an incredible company that features and focuses on products for seasoned citizens and their skin issues. You know, when your skin gets a little bit older, you don't create as many oils as you did when you were younger. And this one in particular is fantastic. It's called the DerMend Moisturizing Anti-Itch Lotion. It's specially formulated for itchy, mature skin with moisturizers, skin conditioning agents, and Promoxine HCI. I don't know what that is. I know it's good, though. Why? Because they put it in their DerMend products. Go check out it. It relieves itch, irritation. You can go to DerMend.com to find out more, or go to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. Look for this box, DerMend Moisturizing Anti-Itch Lotion, and you will be so glad you did because you'll feel so much better, okay? Happy Columbus Day, my brothers and sisters. Why should we care about Columbus Day? I will tell you about that in a minute because it is very, very, very important. And it is a shame how many people think that Columbus is this evil person. I mean, I'm not saying he did everything, that was swell, but I am saying that Columbus should be honored, should be remembered, and there are reasons why, and I will tell you what those are coming up in just a couple of moments. Let's see here. A lot of people checking in already. Georgia's here from Tennessee. Loves listening. Thank you, Georgia. We love you. Again, remember, everybody, we want to share. We need to get the thumbs up. We need to get the hearts. We need your comments. We have to have interaction and engagement. And that's how we go around the big boys in the social media and the big media. We go around them because they care about money and they care about viewers and eyeballs. And the more people that you tell about this show and the more involved you are, more people are going to get a chance to see this, okay? Marvin's in Kentucky. George says, Happy Columbus Day. It's George from Seattle. Joy is in Tennessee. Checking out. She says, Rusty, I trust you. Well, thank you. Barney's here saying, awesome. Ryan is in Escondido, California. Boy, California's got two really bad fires going on right now. One in Northern California, one in Southern California. It's really sad. As a matter of fact, let me get up one of the videos here just because you really should see this if you're not there. It's just heartbreaking what's going on for those poor people in Northern California. I've got family near there. This part is in wine country, and used to go there all the time just for camping and stuff. So we'll take a quick look here.
This is my neighborhood. In flames.
Wildfires have been raging in California's wine country.
Completely in flames.
Firefighters are battling flames in both Sonoma and Napa counties. Strong winds have been spreading the wildfire. Hospitals, homes, hotels have all been evacuated.
The winds have just been outrageous here tonight, and essentially we are in a mode of saving lives and getting people out of harm's way at the moment.
Oh, very sad. Very sad what's going on in Northern California. There's a new fire that's breaking out in Anaheim right now, and we are going to be keeping an eye on that and tell you more about it as the show continues. All right, let's do a couple more checking in with you, and then let me tell you why it is important to think about and honor Christopher Columbus. Joy, Tennessee, hi. Barney, hello. Ryan, we already said hello. Steve is in Lake Placid, Florida, hi. Yvette says, shared. What's up, Rusty? Hey, Yvette, what's up? Ron is a deplorable from Ohio. Our capital is Columbus. Oh, you evil people. You like that Christopher Columbus? Good. I'll tell you why. Reese said, good evening, Rusty. Jennifer, hi from California. Mark is from Upland, California. Doyle is from Burnsville, Mississippi. Crane says, happy Columbus Day. Brandon says, you the man, Rusty, thank you. Brett says, indigenous people? Becky says, happy Christopher Columbus Day. Jack's in Denver, Colorado. Ian is from Ohio. Tiffany is shouting out from Idaho. How you doing, Tiff? Good to see you. Tiffany's one of the people that runs right-wing news, and she really is incredible and does an amazing job, and it's always good to see and hear from her. Steve is in Big Bad, Wisconsin. John is from Australia. Bobby's at Alabama Deplorable. Michael says, just give all holidays numbers. We just don't need names, just numbers. Ronald is Deplorable from Indiana. Lloyd, happy Columbus Day from Lloyd. David is in Reno, Nevada. Richard's in Pennsylvania. Howdy from the Republic of Southern Arizona, says Michael. William checking in from Wisconsin. Another Rusty saying hi. Dale, Ohio. Ed, hi. Janet, Kentucky. David, Florida. Anyway, this goes on. I will try to get more of you if I can. Medford, New York is Thomas. Michael is in Prosperity, South Carolina. Laura is in New York. Patricia in Chicago, and more. Okay. Columbus Day. And by the way, if you don't watch South Park, there was a great South Park episode this past week about Columbus Day ruining the one day off kids get for a holiday in October. Very funny. You might want to watch it. But you take a look at the politically correct crowd. Oh, Columbus Day, that's not a day to celebrate. The arrival of Christopher Columbus in 1492, that is a day to be scorned. And they mourn it, and they attack it, and they intimidate schools across the country to replace Columbus Day celebrations with ethnic diversity days or indigenous people days. And the politically correct view is that Columbus did not discover America because people have lived there for thousands of years before Columbus was there. And worse yet, Columbus's legacy is death, destruction, slavery, genocide. And, they try to equate now Christopher Columbus with like a celebration of Hitler or something and the Holocaust. But the attacks are not on Christopher Columbus. The actual target is Western civilization. Now, did Christopher Columbus discover America? Yeah, he did, in every important respect. That doesn't mean there was never a human eye ever cast on America before Columbus arrived, okay? It does mean that Columbus brought America to the attention of the civilized world, to the growing scientific civilizations of Western Europe. And because of that, we founded the United States of America. It was Christopher Columbus's discovery for Western Europe that led to the influx of ideas and to the people on which our nation was founded and on which it still rests, hopefully. You know, the opening of America, it brought the ideas and achievements of Aristotle and Galileo and Newton and the thousands of thinkers and writers and inventors who followed. Before 1492, what is now the United States was, if you want the truth, it was sparsely inhabited, it was unused, it was undeveloped. The inhabitants were primarily hunter-gatherers. They were wandering through the land, living hand to mouth from day to day. There was virtually no change, no growth for thousands of years, according to their own history. And with rare exception, life was nasty, it was brutish, and it was short. They had no wheel, no written languages, no division of labor. They had very little agriculture. They had few permanent settlements. But what they did have was endless bloody wars. They had that going for them. But whatever the problems the vilified Western culture brought, it also brought enormous, undreamed of benefits. Without most, many of today's American Indians may not even been alive. They certainly would have been a lot poorer. So Columbus should be honored, because by honoring Columbus, we honor Western civilization. But the critics, they don't want that honor. Their real goal is to denigrate the values of Western civilization. Their goal is to glorify collectivism, the things that didn't work in the tribal cultures of the American Indians. The idea of the West, they want to say it's Eurocentrism. And they want to say we should replace Western civilization for multiculturalism, which says all cultures are morally equal. And here's the truth. Most cultures are not morally equal. What? How dare you say these things? What are you talking about? Because some cultures are freer than others. A free society is better than slavery. Reason is better than brute force. Reason's better than brute force in ways to deal with other people. Productivity is better than stagnation. In fact, Western civilization, no matter what they say on the left, and no matter how many times they want to cut down Western civilization stands for man at its best. It stands for the values that makes human life possible. Reason, science, self-reliance, individualism, ambition, productive achievement, belief in God. And the thing about Western civilization, our values are values for everybody. They cut across gender, ethnicity, geography. We should honor Western civilization, not for the reasons that some of us happen to have European ancestors, but because it is an objectively superior culture. So then what's the thing the anti-Columbus crowd will say? Well, you know, it's a racist view of human nature. Here's their problem. They believe that your identity is primarily based on your ethnicity. If you think your ancestors were good, well, supposedly you're supposed to feel good about yourself. If you think your ancestors were bad, you're supposed to feel bad about yourself. But it doesn't work. The achievements or failures of my grandpappy, great-grandpappy, great-great-great-great-grandpappy, yours the same, it is irrelevant to what I have done or achieved as a person and the same as you. You see, only people that don't have great self-esteem or don't know themselves look to other people to tell them what should be their identity. Because they don't want to take what they've done or what they haven't done and take credit for it. Just like I shouldn't take claim or credit for my ancestors, I shouldn't take the credit or blame for what someone else chooses to do. There's no achievement in your race. There's no failures in your race. It's only individual achievements and your individual failures. That's it. You cannot inherit your moral worth or moral vice. You can't have self-esteem through others. It's a self-contradiction. And so that is the scam, that is the sham, that is the hoax of preserving your heritage as a rational life goal. It's you can love, you can like your heritage, you can respect it, you can have honor for it. But the truth is, this whole multicultural stuff it's supposed to be the antidote to racism. No, it creates more racism. We're watching it happen in the streets today. The truth is, the only alternative to the racism of political correctness is individualism. You being held accountable for what you do or don't do. Your neighbors, your children. You can't say, I'm part of Antifa and I'm good because I'm going after somebody else and because I'm part of a group that's stopping fascism. It's a lie. Black lives matter. No, all lives matter. My life matters. Your life matters. It's not until they get into these big damn groups where the trouble starts. You sit down with a guy that you disagree with, just you and him, and you're talking like regular human beings. I'll bet you that's going to go over okay. You get into two groups and you start throwing stuff at each other. Guess what? There's going to be a problem. Everybody is a sovereign entity. You are your own self. You have the power to choose. You have power for independent judgment. And that is the ultimate value of Western civilization. That is what Columbus brought to America, and that is what should be proudly proclaimed today on Columbus Day. That's what I think. What say you? I'd love to see your comments. Go ahead, tell me what's on your mind. Check in. You know, it's I've always believed that. And I get so frustrated when I see these, punk kids. Oh, Columbus is bad. Oh, and the college professors and all these dumbasses that want to sit around and be a part of a group, but then the whole time talk about how individual they are. They're not individuals. You're just a collective. You're just part of the Borg. And guess what? That crap doesn't work. Michael, Columbus murdered and stole land that wasn't his. He was the first illegal. Michael, maybe you'll learn something, but I doubt it. Let's see here. Tony's listening in. Ohio's checking in. Michael says, I'm sorry, but people tell these poor Mexican people to come here legally, and yet our ancestors killed and stole this land. Native Americans should have told Columbus to come legally and have papers. Michael, we bought some of the land and then we won it in wars. That's how boundaries have been drawn since the beginning of time. Sorry. Columbus should be remembered for the same reason Hitler is. Do you see how stupid these lefties are? I mean, there's no thought. There's no reason, there's no logic, and there's no causality. What would have happened had Columbus not come? I'll give you an example of what would have happened. Do you know what was going on in 1492 in Spain, on top of what Columbus was doing? Well, there were Muslim invaders coming into Spain. And remember, in Islam, any land that has ever been in control of Muslims is Muslim land to the end of time. What would have happened if during that time those Muslim invaders in Spain would have taken over that country? And then that country turned to Islam. And then instead of all those ships coming to America to spread the word of Christianity, would have spread the word of Islam. Now you can say, oh, we're multicultural and there's nothing bad about Islam and blah, 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 blah. The truth is, whether you like it or not, Islamic culture has not added as much to the world as Western civilization. They gave us the 0. I'll give them credit for that. But they have not done as much as a civilization as Western civilization has done for the rest of the world. Their philosophies, their thinking, the science, it has not been there. Go to a Muslim country and tell me I'm wrong. Have there been some Muslim scholars? Yes. But in general, those civilizations have not tried to forward humankind. They tried to form and forward Islamic culture. Now, if you're a Muslim, that's fine with you. That's fine. But I don't think it would have been as good for the world. Do you? Okay. Let's see. Linda says from Colorado, it's amazing. Children get out of school for Martin Luther King, not for Columbus Day. I'm in Arizona. They did get out for Columbus Day here. Anthony says, if you hate Columbus, you better hate the Muslims who forced him to have to find new and safer routes. But I guess that'll be a real mind blower for you libs, yeah? Okay. Rusty says, of all that's going on in the world today, here's a guy talking about Columbus Day. If I had sponsors like you who paid my bills, I'd think I'd be talking about more important things, like all the hate in the world for one. Geez, I'm in Gulfport, Mississippi. We just had a hurricane, minor, but there's still folks like Texas, Florida, and elsewhere. Rusty, you are missing, boy, are you missing the friggin' point. You could not be missing the point anymore. It's impossible for you, Rusty, and it's a great name you have, but it's impossible for you to have missed the point more. The point is that the people that are trying to denigrate Christopher Columbus and Columbus Day again are not trying to just get rid of a guy they think committed genocide. They're trying to destroy the very foundation of Western civilization, and that is the very foundation of our nation. Now, unless you want a world of communism and socialism, and if you want to get rid of the Constitution, you want to get rid of the laws, you want to just sit around and let government handle anything, then great. Follow along. Keep up with the Antifa guys, hang out with Nancy Pelosi, and go out there and start chanting against Christopher Columbus. Oh, but that's not what they're there for. Of course it is. There's always a bigger picture with liberals. They always work in incremental movements. It's never about one little thing. It's about the next step and the next step and the next step until all of their political goals are realized. And they never, I mean ever, give up. Oh, you want to talk about one of my sponsors? Okay, good idea. Thank you, Rusty. Let me tell you about the fine folks at Zona Plus. Now, if you have high blood pressure, and I almost did, I'm telling you, my doctor said, I'm going to put you on high blood pressure medicine. And I'm not in that bad a shape. He said, well, I want to get it early. I said, I'm not doing it. So I got a Zona Plus. And the Zona Plus is an incredible device that the technology was discovered when working with fighter pilots. And it has to do with the way they squeezed the controller. And they noticed that a whole bunch of stuff by squeezing the controller certain ways that their blood pressure was really amazing. And it got better. And so the scientists at Zona Plus took that idea and they created this little smart device, and you just follow what it says on the screen and you squeeze the device. It's non-prescription and it's completely drug-free, and all you do is squeeze this thing. Just do what it tells you to do, 12 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and you are going to lower your blood pressure. It's guaranteed. And if you don't lower your blood pressure using the Zona Plus, guess what? You have 90 days money-back guarantee. If you are not completely satisfied, you just simply return the Zona Plus for a full refund. But I don't think you're going to return it because it works. How do I know? Because I've used it. I went back to the doctor, and the doctor says, Rusty, I was wrong. You don't have high blood pressure. I don't know what you did. I said, Zona Plus, doc. Zona Plus. By the way, at the checkout, use my name, Rusty, as your code. You'll get $50 off. Go check out the Zona Plus. Would you please, my friends, please support our sponsors. Okay. Mike says, hey, there was no Mexico before the Spaniards came. Gee, I wonder what language the Mexicans speak. It's a European language. Columbus didn't arrive in a land where everyone lived in peaceful harmony. There were bloodthirsty, warlike people who took slaves, skinned people alive, and ripped out their hearts for human sacrifices. Yep. Sorry, it's just true. Columbus wasn't perfect like any other person in the world. I'm not, you're not either. Very true. Michael says, I've always adored your general sense of views, but to pretend celebration all over the world of the adversity, the extent that created this current land is insane. People were supposedly escaping the very ideals that were created and forced upon this land. It's disappointing. Huh. I don't get that comment. Jewel says, if Western civilization is so bad, why does everybody want to come here? Very true. Violet says he discovered the country and the natives, so there was discovery. They learned a lot from each other. More discovery. Joe says, you're full of crap. There were millions of Native Americans back in the day. Terrorism is not freedom. They were killed and starved to death. Murderer! This is such horse crap. I'm super disappointed. You've made no good point, and you're just spreading the same drivel as any person of interest would. Wow. How dare I suggest that you take responsibility for your own actions? How dare I suggest that we're based on the content of our character, not the color of our skin? How dare I suggest that reason and logic has made the world a better place? I don't back down from my statements. I don't, and I will not. Couple people running for Senate. One is Marsha Blackburn out of Tennessee, and she put up a video today, and her video, I guess, was banned on Twitter. I haven't seen the video. It has something to do with abortion and something that's said in there. Let me play you a little bit of it, and let's see what you think about it here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Well, I'm gay.
Whoops. A different one. Let's play this. Let me play this video. It's even better. This one's even better. This one came out over the weekend, and it's from my old home, my hometown where I grew up, Seattle. And this group of Christians go into a coffee shop owned by a gay guy. And they brought a Christian pamphlet. I don't know what it says on it. I'll be honest. I don't know if it's an anti-gay one or if it's just, I love Jesus. I don't know. But for some reason, it really offended this guy, and he throws him out. Now, let's not forget that about 150 miles south in Portland, Oregon, two gay men wanted to get a cake made by a baker. They said no, and they lost their business and were sued, went to the, I believe, Supreme Court. I mean, it was terrible for them. What happens when a homosexual doesn't like something that a Christian's doing? Let's play this video here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Well, I'm gay.
Okay.
You have to leave.
So are you denying us service?
I am, yeah.
So why aren't we allowed to stay? Because
This is offensive to me. I own the place.
Was it
I have a right to be offended.
Yeah.
So I have a right to say.
Did anyone
Right.
buy anything in the store?
I didn't.
No.
I haven't looked at
So
Where does this come from?
That came from outside the store.
right.
anything. Okay, well, there's a lot of us in the city. I didn't leave
So-
anything in your store.
so something you found on public property.
I saw
Yeah,
it.
you
That-
just said you
that
just
we-
admitted
right, so-
shut up. You just admitted to it
Yeah.
being you.
Right.
Yeah.
So
shut up.
what about it
So
offends
shut
you?
up.
Okay.
There's nothing else you can say.
So
This is you.
so we're not welcome
I
here.
do not want these
You-
people in this place.
So you're not willing
This
to tolerate our
is
presence?
extremely offensive. Can you
Right.
tolerate my presence?
We are.
Right. We're actually in
Really?
a coffee shop.
Really?
Well, hey,
If I go get my boyfriend right now and fuck him in the ass right here, you're going to
Whoa.
tolerate that? That would be
All right,
your
hold
choice.
on a second. No offense. First of all, no, I don't want to see that because, I don't want to see that. But number one. Number two, I don't think I could do that with my girlfriend, or you do it with your wife or whatever. I don't think you can have just public sex. So it's kind of a stupid point. Dummy. It's just a stupid point. But okay, let's continue with his rant of hatred.
Are you going to tolerate it? It's your place. Answer my fucking question. No, you're going to sit right here and fucking watch it.
Well, no, I mean, we don't want to
Well,
watch
then
that.
I don't have to fucking tolerate this.
Well, that's true. I mean, you
Then
don't.
leave. All of you. Tell all your fucking friends, don't fucking come here.
Okay.
Okay.
Just know that Christ can save you from that lifestyle.
Yeah, I like ass. I'm not going to be saved by anything. I'd fuck Christ in the ass, okay?
Okay.
He's hot.
All right, with that comment, let's just end it right there. What a classy guy. I mean, Senior Classy with a capital K. Again, you can violate the rights of Christians, white guys, heteros. That's fine, no problem. But his right... Oh, what did he say at the beginning? He said, I have a right to be offended. Actually, no, you don't. You don't have a right to be offended. That's what the First Amendment is all about. I have a right to free speech. That idiot has a right to free speech, but I don't have a right to be offended. See, that's the problem with these guys. They are so full of rights, but there's never any responsibility that goes along with it. They just want to take. It's all about me. Gimme. I want what I want. Too bad what you want. That's the problem we're having right here. Eugene says, don't ever back down, Rusty. Thank you, Eugene. Joyce says, these people are trying to destroy what we stand for in America. Go somewhere else and live. I love my country. I do too, Joyce. Cecil says, I'd hate to see the world if it wasn't for America. Yeah, who do you think, you people that want to get rid of America, who do you think's going to take over? Do you want Russia or China? Iran would like that job too. Who do you want in charge? Well, we need to have the UN. Well, that's not working. Thomas says, America's history is full of good and bad. It's just how it is. No country's perfect. I never said it was. And I don't think everything Christopher Columbus did was right. I don't. But what he brought to the world and what he brought to the new world was thought. The idea of freedom. He brought slaves. Yeah. There was slavery. There was. Now, there's still slavery in Africa. How do I know? Because I've seen it. I've been there. Again, what did Western civilization do with slavery? We stopped it. James says, wow, I can't believe that everyone has a different thought about Columbus. He came here looking for a trade route to the Indies. He did not kill people when he arrived. He traded with the Indians. Read history. Stop making stuff up, people. Reese was talking about the Marsha Blackburn thing. It was an anti-abortion flyer. Lou says, Columbus didn't discover America. He invaded this country with a bunch of criminals. And before those people was Americo Vespuccio. And before the Asians people, Vikings. How do you think all the other countries were created? How about even before Christopher Columbus came? How do you think the Apache Nation was created? Do you think they just sat down? Hey, how you doing? Want the peace pipe? Sure, I like the peace pipe. How you doing today, Gray Eagle? I'm doing great. Smoking Wolf. I think we should come up with different boundaries for our lands. Great, you got a pen? Yes. Let's just write it down. Let's pull out a map, and let's just write it down. Is that what you friggin' think happened? Of course not. It was I wish it wasn't like this. But they were created by wars and by death and by fighting. That's just the way it was and still is in places of the world. We can all pretend that back when Columbus came in that we all had the same sensibilities as we do in 2017, but it's a lie. Things change. The world was a different place back then. Grow up. Jeez. I mean, it's just shocking to me. Yeah, Brett, since when do you not have the right to be offended? True. Mike says Bill Foss was absolutely right, and this must be a comment earlier and I missed it. Europeans and European Americans have invented 90% of all modern conveniences we take for granted. We made more advances in science, the arts, technology, and in every other field imaginable. Who else put a man on the moon? Next time you turn on that AC in the summer, when you turn your key to start your car, when that 120-ton plate you're sitting in lifts off the ground and flies at 35,000 feet and 600 miles per hour. He says, thank a white guy. I'm not going to go there. It's not just white people. But I will say it was Western civilization. May have been the technology in Israel or in America, maybe Canada. France has technology. England's technology all over the world. Now, Asia is doing well with technology, but it's when they started adopting more Western civilization, more Western culture. It's a fact. Okay. Sandra says, I'm asking mindless people to grow up. Well, I can try. Jules says, the same people that talk about how he murdered for his country are the same ones who decided that they all have the right to murder their unborn children. I wonder how history's going to judge them. Steve says, Americo Vespucci came a few years after Columbus, but he had a greater effect. Your listener was chronologically incorrect. Brendan says, you have the right to be offended, but that doesn't mean people have the right to change the way they act or feel. I don't remember in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights where you have a right to be offended. I have a right to freedom of speech. I do know that. That I do know. Dr. Kelly Ward is running for Senate. She ran against John McCain, should have won. Boy, the world would have been a better place if John McCain lost in the last election, but he didn't. Kelly Ward's now going to try to run against Jeff Flake. Unfortunately, the McCain-Feingold Act, which was nothing but the Incumbent Protection Act that was pushed by John McCain, makes it very hard for a regular citizen to go up against an incumbent, but she's going to give it a try. I had a couple things to say today, and let's put that on here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Ward, and I just wanted to check in and talk a little bit about the new immigration reform plan that President Trump proposed today. I will tell you, I think we are on our way to some very good immigration reform. I think the RAISE Act is what they are, the basis, and I think that's a good place to start. Merit-based immigration is something that is definitely worthwhile. I think that we've got to secure the border, and I love to see that he has that front and center, because to secure the border, we have got to build the wall. We need a physical barrier first and foremost, and we cannot negotiate with other things that the Democrats want to distract us with. So build the wall, fund the wall, finish the wall. We also have to utilize technology to the fullest. We have to empower our Border Patrol to do the job that they were hired. That is in there. I'm excited to see that. And also we have to have the accountability piece. And that is for not only the people who come here the wrong way. They should expect consequences rather than rewards. But it also is for employers in the United States. And I think mandatory E-Verify is the way to go. If you look across the spectrum in Arizona and really across the country, people agree that we have got to end chain migration. Chain migration has caused a lot of problems for American taxpayers in this country, and so I think the merit-based system is the way to go. 60% of Arizonans support allowing someone who comes here legally to be able to bring in their spouse and their minor children. 16% of people in Arizona don't think they should bring anyone else. So it is definitely something that is on the table. And I think the Democrats, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, they're acting as though they're upset with what the president has proposed. But remember that in the 2013 bill, the Gang of Eight amnesty bill, there were several things that were in this bill that are actually pretty good, including E-Verify, increasing fencing along the border, increasing funding for the Border Patrol. Those things have been universally supported and were universally supported by every single Democrat that was serving at that time. So there are things that are very, very good in this bill. However, the Democrats would have us think that wanting to secure our border, first and foremost, is somehow unreasonable. But really, that's what we have to do in order to look forward to what we're going to do with the DACA population. We have to secure the border first. We cannot offer amnesty or any discussion of amnesty until that border is secured. Once the border is secured, we will be able to move forward and decide and determine how we care for the people who were misled by Barack Obama, unconstitutionally allowing them to come illegally and then stay. So I think we've got a lot of work to do, and I am glad to see that President Trump put forth an excellent proposal today, and I look forward to working to make sure that we do mix the mortar to fix the border, and we put this America First agenda, this piece of it, in place as soon as possible. Bye-bye.
All right. That's Dr. Kelly Ward. I like that one. Mix the mortar to fix the border. I like that one. Good job, Kelly. And we'll have her on the show coming up in a little bit. She's one of the good people, and I do believe she should be supported. I don't think Jeff Flake has done a very good job in Arizona, even as a Republican. I think he's, what's the word? He has stunk. So I want to get that out there. I love this. Thomas thinks that John McCain was the songbird in the back of the video. I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. By the way, this portion of the Rusty Humphries Show is being brought to you by thetoymaker.com. That's thetoymaker.com. What's thetoymaker.com? Good question. It is a great website whose goal is to help grown-ups and kids spend time together making things. They've got a great book. They've got great toys. They've got free toys on here. All you have to do is click on it, and you can see some of the great things that they have. And it's impressive. It's impressive stuff if I didn't have some kind of a virus on my computer. Anyway, they've got great toys, holiday things. They've got a great book called The Mysterious Math Carnival. It's a PDF download with 12 printable paper toys that are easy to make. And it's great for parents and kids, and something I would really, really encourage you to get and to check out. Again, a lot of holiday things there, and so if you like, Halloween coming up, you could definitely check out what they have there. So do your family a favor. Go and check out thetoymaker.com. It's thetoymaker.com. Again, lots of Halloween stuff and a lot of free things on there. But go and check them out. Sign up for their great newsletter and get doing some nice arts and crafts with the family. How about that, okay? Would you do that for me? I appreciate it. Let's see. If it wasn't for Nixon giving McCain a pardon, he'd have been in prison, says Marvin. Oh, by the way, one more thing before I let you go. I went and saw a movie over the weekend called Mark Felt. Do you know who Mark Felt is? Mark Felt is the guy who was Deep Throat in the Watergate thing. Movie stars Liam Neeson as Mark Felt. I think the best way to describe this movie is, man, if it weren't for Mark Felt, we would not have a country. Man, he was the greatest law enforcement man in history. And that Watergate was the worst thing that ever happened in the history of the planet. Millions of people died because of Watergate. Okay, I'm not saying Watergate was good, but let's be honest. They broke into the DNC in the Watergate Hotel and tried to steal some information on what they were working on the campaign. the Obama administration, we now know for a fact, did indeed bug the Trump campaign before and after the election. Obama administration officials unmasked people in these wiretaps, and they leaked information, all because they thought Hillary was going to win and they'd never get caught. And here's the difference. People gave a damn about Watergate, and boy, is it a big yawner. It is, oh my goodness, it is a big yawner that Obama did 100 times worse, 1,000 times worse than Watergate, and no one seems to care. It is a shame. Yeah, did Harvey help produce that movie? That I don't know. All right, that's about it for me. I sure, as always, appreciate you. We're here every night, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, Monday through Friday, unless something comes up and I can't get on. Also, please, if you would, check out another one of our sponsors, Wax RX. If you ever get wax in your ears, I got it the other night, and it's awful. About 2 or 3 times a year, I'd have to go to the doctor to get wax taken out of my ears, and now I don't have to. This actually works. It saved me days of trouble and hundreds of dollars. Go to waxrx.com, use the code word Rusty, waxrx.com, and it's just a little kit. And there's 3 uses in here, and it's the same ear washer purchased by doctors and clinics, and you can purchase it for your own home. waxrx.com. That's it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is Rusty Humphries. By the way, do not forget, my friend, you can check out the podcast at iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play, any place they have great podcasts. And if you would please, give me some thumbs ups right now. Bunch of thumbs ups. Share this video. Let people know some of the truth. Let them know the truth about Columbus Day. We've got to go around the algorithms that are trying to squeeze conservative voices out. It's not that I'm a conservative, it's just I'm a truth teller. Please let this get out. Please share this. Please comment. Please let me know who you are. I appreciate you very much. My website is rustylive.com. Also, don't forget to check out our good friends at Right Wing News. That's it. May God bless you. And may God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries. We'll see you next time here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.